Oh my goodness, I hope you guys are ready. We have an exciting week ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are well rested from the holidays, but now the volume is going to return. We are about to enter into December, and the amount of data across the globe we're getting this week, even we're going to hear from Powell, oh man, it's going to be exciting. So Chad, I hope you guys are locked and loaded. We have a ton to talk about. I got the plays, I got the keys, everything else. And I got the excitement. I'm very, very excited. I hope you guys are too. But let me start with this pretty picture. I don't know if you heard about it, but there was a ton of protests over the weekend with China. This is the Chinese yuan. Even the currencies are already moving a little bit, but we are going to get a ton of things this week. We're even going to hear from Powell, but then just everything now. It's about to be December, Chatadonia, so I hope you're ready. I got all of that for you, and actually, before we get into any of it, I need you to drop your thumbs up on the video. I need you to put a smile on your face. I need you to like it, and I hope I see you on stream, but if you don't know, we have the random account generator. I did this really quick last week, and some people are like, wait, where'd it go? No, we still got it, baby. So what I need on this watch list, this is the performance of the Chad. We need you to post a random option trade, strike price, expiration date, all of that. Keep it below $100, and we are going to pick it tomorrow randomly, but we need your help. And look, it's been decent. It's been decent, honestly, but you know the options. I mean, you know how it's been. You know how it's been. Amen, amen, amen. But Chatadonia, I'm telling you, this week has a lot packed into it. But now that we're about to enter into December, these next couple of weeks are going to be the most critical. And it is the final runway until we lead into 2023. So I got all of that stuff for you. It's going to be exciting. Again, I hope you're well rested. And let's get it, baby. Run it.
It's the 2020 election. Live in the hills, but I still get a spread. Started with a little, but I still reinvest it. Feel how I feel, then you feel like it's a blessing. I just want the lesson, I just want protection. I'm up and I'm down, but they sound like progression. Farmer never plans if he waits for perfection. Finger to the down.
But right off the bat, ladies and gentlemen, I'm too hyped. I know. It's very exciting, literally. I got it here, but we got to start with the first thing because this is already moving around. It's affected the dollar on the futures, and we might here's something from it that could affect the Chinese equities. Don't forget what you've seen over the last couple of weeks as people were buying up all of them as they were hoping the lockdown was going to go away in China. But there was news that we got there, a lot of protests. You had the Foxconn and Apple last week, but now it has been escalating. And this, I think, coming into tomorrow, it's going to be one of the big factors. And then I'm sure you heard about it on Friday, the Black Friday numbers. We are going to hear more of that as we get into it. Even Cyber Monday, you're going to get data from Adobe and all of that telling us, but this is where it gets interesting. A lot of people were saying that the Black Friday was not as good this year or pretty much was the worst since 2009, but you're going to hate me when I say this. If it is bad numbers, that would be bullish for the market. I know. Take a moment. I know. Okay, yeah, that's how it is. I know. But that's the first thing we're going to be watching tomorrow. But like I'm saying now, coming off of the holidays and everything else, we are going to have a lot of volume or a lot more than last week. And then now you are going to get a ton of data. So there's ISM. There's a bunch of other things. There's the housing price index. There's going to be the Conference Board of Consumer Confidence. You're going to get ADP unemployment. You're going to get a GDP annualized quarter over quarter. You will be getting the PCE, and that's what I got highlighted here, but then you are going to get a big kicker on Friday, and that's going to be the non-farm payrolls. So go back through the videos. Hopefully you were there on stream, and we will be up early, and we'll have all of this data for you on Friday, but this is a big event, and now, like I'm saying, this is leading into the final runway of data until we get the CPI and then hear from Powell. And then, ironically enough, or I don't know, you're going to watch this happen twice this month, but Jerome Powell is speaking the same day of the non-farm payrolls, and then he will be speaking the day after the CPI on the 13th. Again, we got a couple more days, I believe like Thursday, Friday, that's when we enter into December, but then, I mean, it's the final month, so keep all of this in mind. It will definitely be a data-driven week, and people are going to focus on the more important ones. So you've already seen this before. Essentially, you will get minor market reactions to all of the other data data sets, but the things like PCE and the non-farm payrolls, those will have a big effect. And now tying it into China and what we're seeing, because again, what's going on in China, it's already affecting the dollar. And we'll talk about the bonds in a little bit, but you know how the dollar has been affecting the markets already if you've been following along. But you're going to get a lot of EU speakers this week, and they're even going to have inflation numbers, I believe, for England and then just the whole Eurozone in general. But this will be a big event as well, and we're going to see how that can impact the dollar. But that is your second key. And coming into the final one, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand this week is going to be important. So will next week. But the thing that is most important is the data. It is data first and then the narrative second. You've seen this happen many times. Pretty much there's going to be the data and everybody's going to make their story up after that. We'll see where the consensus in market goes. But I really want you to understand we are approaching the end of the year right now, and everything from the Santa rally to tax loss harvesting, you're going to hear about it. But the question of when does it take force? Well, it's going to be after we get to the data and digest that a little bit. So keep that in mind. But these next 2.5 weeks now, these are going to be the most important, because we're going to start with the non-farm payrolls by Friday. Then you're going to be really into December. And then the week after that, man, is going to be CPI and Powell. And then that's it for the end of the year, man. So I hope you're ready. But let us get into the plays. So right off the bat, I got a couple of plays. We're going to start with these because I didn't really do much on Friday. I'm still holding my big ES short. We got a NASDAQ that we're holding long. We're even holding the bonds. I'm still short on the Bitcoin and all of that, and we're going to get into that. But I did take a short on Friday on XOM. However, there was pretty interesting news related to Chevron over the weekend. So I shorted 50 shares of XOM. We'll go over it when I get to the plays. But Chevron, they got approval from the United States government to start producing oil in Venezuela. It got removed about 3 years ago. For the last 3 years, that has not been possible for any United States company. So we want to watch how this trades here. I am assuming that CVX will get a positive benefit. But now the other half of the oil situation, especially with what's going on with China and all that, especially if people are worried about the lockdown, we want to see if oil keeps going down from here. I didn't think oil would go this low this fast, and now it's starting to bring up this whole demand destruction recession question. So we want to see how that plays out. But with this little bit of news, I mean, just watch the oil companies. Again, the Venezuela thing might kick things into gear. It could benefit the companies, and it could even hurt oil, because again, that would mean more supply. But now here's a little fun fact. It wasn't just Chevron. Halliburton, Schlumberger, BKR, and WFRD, they were also granted license to be able to start producing oil in Venezuela. So keep those in mind as a sympathy. These might even get ignored, or at least you'll see all the hype on Chevron tomorrow. So we will see what happens. But that is play number one. Then coming into play number two, baby. This was the other play I made on Friday. I shorted TSM with 50 shares, but I'm sure you could understand why. There was a lot of China protests. Apple was already getting beaten down, and they were getting affected the most. So I'm figuring they're going to bring Taiwan into all of this. I mean, you've just already seen the year, but in general, TSM has a little bit more meat on the bone because they've been outperforming since Buffett announced that giant stake. So I went short on this, but just keep watching. Even related to the oil plays and anything else, what you got to keep in mind is that the protests in China are getting so bad right now. That's why it's negative, and we're going to see what it is, but it might be a tipping point. If it's bad enough to the point where the Chinese government backtracks on COVID-0 policies, then you're going to watch the oil, commodities, dollar, and then even Apple, TSM, all of that. They should do a little bit better. But for now, it's looking pretty grim for Apple and TSM. So we're definitely going to watch these coming into tomorrow. But that is play number two. And then finally, baby, I know you heard this one, PRVB. So I thought it'd be appropriate to give you an update because we kind of have hit a little bit of a milestone. So yes, I'm still holding it, and I'm waiting for the SNY news. That is Sanofi. And what that news should be is that we should hear that they bought into the stock and that they paid so-and-so premium. But if you've been following along, remember, they have not been able to do that since 5 days after the approval. So Friday, that was the 5th trading day. The stock is already hitting, I think, the 100-day high here. So we're going to see how it plays out. But keep watch for this because that's going to be the next stage of the saga, and it may be even where we would want to take profits, trim down, or really see what's going on with that. But watch out for that. As far as everything else now, let's get into the plays. Where is it? I need that smooth transition. There it is, baby. And you got a little economic calendar in the background there, but where'd it go? And Xbox, oh my gosh. But here is what I'm holding here. Like we said, we have that giant ES. The only plays that I made was the TSM and the XOM, so I'll show you those now. I don't even know. I think the TSM is only up 50 cents, the XOM up 17. I did 50 shares each on TSM, 50 shares short at 81.42, and then XOM 50 shares short at 113.55. And I'm not going to lie to you, shorting XOM, it reminds me of Ronald McDonald. I'm scared of shorting that one into strength, so keep that in mind. But I did decide, with that fear in mind, I did go a little bit smaller on these, so we will see. But as far as everything else and what we're holding, I want to see how we develop with China and all of that. I'm a big fan of the bonds right now, and I'm not the only one. And hopefully the data this week, I really think if you just even want to make flips, or if things really do change and we get a good clear runway until the end of the year, the bonds may really be fire. So watch out for that. But I'm still holding that ES. Remember, I had that short from before Thanksgiving, down 2,400 on that. I tried to balance it out with the NQ, and things got a little bit weird on Friday, so now I'm down on both of them, but I'm not too worried about it. I mean, the idea would be drop off the short, hold one of the longs, and if we get a little up and down, we'll be able to go from there. So we'll see that. I'm still in the Bitcoin short, down $200. We're up on the bonds for now. I'm those Amazon shares, and this is something I'd watch too. Watch any consumer discretionary or any retail related to Cyber Monday, Black Friday, all of that. I think they will be important, but we're still riding those shares down $50. The Disney, again, I mean, people saying Apple gonna buy them. I don't believe it, but either way, we'll see what happens, and if the Bob Iger effect will continue out, but still holding that down 140. And then Qualcomm, we've still been getting murked, but I have been waiting, and that's why I do kind of feel bad about the TSM, because I don't want to add too much. But with the Qualcomm, we went over this one on Friday. I mean, pretty much my strategy is I'm going to be very patient with this one, just because my stance still stands. I think ever since their guidance, it was just awful. I did not like the earnings. I don't think they should be at this price, but pretty much I'm only going to average down if we get back up to the higher 150s. Otherwise, I'll wait. It might fluctuate there, but once it gets to 150, I may even triple the short that I have on it. So we'll see what happens. Otherwise, I'm cool holding the loss for now, but I'm going to be patient. I don't want to add anything in this range. Pretty much let it get blown out, then we're going to triple, quadruple the size and hopefully be able to write it back down. But for now, still holding that one, and it's already been, I think we've held that pretty much all month already, so we'll see. And then the Tesla, surprisingly, they came back, so still riding that. I think it's going to still be an exciting week. Again, we got to just watch where the market goes. Oh, I even have some levels for you. Hold up. Hey, where'd they go? Yeah, here they are. So just keep these levels in mind, and we're going to see what happens. But like I'm saying, with the amount of data, you guys know how we interpret it. And even with what's going on overseas in currency, I think we're going to have a lot of play opportunities. So I'll update you throughout. I hope you're ready, and let's get it, baby. And, well, welcome to welcome to 2023, baby. But that is your watch list, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure hydrate, healthy, ready to go. Make sure post your watch list. Make sure we see you there in the morning. I need the armor on. I need the helmet shining. I need you to remember. If you can't remember it, it's useless. That's it. Whatever you praying for, whatever you dreaming about, that goal, that mission, I need you to think about it every day. Do not even forget what it was. Otherwise, it was a fleeting emotion. I need you to remember it, baby. Apply it. And dog, it's already a new year, man. That's it. We got to get the runway. I know you're prepared for it. I know you're ready. And I'm glad you didn't give up. If you're listening, even at the video, you ain't even give up on the video, man. So stop playing with me, man. It's game time here. These next couple weeks are gonna be crazy. Even if you didn't focus at all, this might be the time to focus this couple of weeks, baby. So I hope you're ready. I hope you stay positive. I hope you know you're blessed, and we praying for you too, baby. But that's it. I love you. I love you. Get ready. I will see you in the morning. This is weird. I've never not posted a video this many days in a row. You know that? I know. It's weird. That's why I even got my voice. I don't know if it cracks tomorrow. Then it's going to be bullish. But either way, I hope you're locked and loaded. Okay. All right, I'm going to leave. I love you. Goodbye. Horn.